What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith. I'm your host, Doug Smith, and I brought a star to the show. We are amongst greatness today. This gentleman, not only was he invited to the East-West Shrine Bowl, he's one of the most important defensive backs in this year's 2023 NFL Draft. You want to keep your eyes on this man because he's a rising star. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take and welcome Nic Jones, cornerback coming out of Ball State. Nick, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. Nick, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. As you mentioned, you literally just left the facility, man. You putting in work already, man. Thank you again for coming on, man. And take us from the beginning, man. You've had a heck of a football story, all kinds of awards. You won the MAC championship in 2020. You're a leader in that locker room. You faced off against some of the best teams in college football. More notably, you went up against Tennessee. Hendon Hooker was very, very good quarterback. Take me from the beginning, man. You're from Detroit, Michigan originally, I hear. Take me, when did you fall in love with the game of football?
Just really when I was little, like my pops would tell you, like from the time I was like 3-4 years old, he would take me around because like my big brother played before me. And, like he wasn't even real big on it. It was just kind of seeing him do it and just being around. And I'd be around the practices all the time. I can remember back to when I was like 5-6 years old. My a friend of my dad's, he coached. And he always used to like walk up to the truck, like when he'd go pick my brother up, and he'd be like, "What about the little one in the back? You know, he ready to play." But like I was only like 5 years old or something. But I remember he asked for so long. He like every time he was like, "He's 7?" They're like, "Nah, I turned 6. I turned 6." And my pops at work, I don't know how, but he worked something out to get me going because my brother he had played Pop Warner for the Detroit Knights. I was the Detroit Knights, and he played for them. And like I met like a couple kids, like they was real cool, like his team, and I just always wanted to play. Like I ain't even really think it would go this far. I just knew I always wanted to play.
And when I watch your tape, man, it's not a boring play that exists. Offenses have to take and game plan around you, man. You're getting sacks. You're one of the top cornerbacks in all of college football players in deflected passes, which is amazing. Who are some NFL players that maybe inspire you to play the way that you do? You model your game after.
I say for sure, like Jalen Ramsey, because he ultra aggressive, he extra confident. You know, it don't matter what go down. You know, he always ready. He ready to go at all times. I say Jalen Ramsey. I like Marshawn Lattimore. He was like one of the guys. Like when I first started playing corner, he was hot when he first came into the league. I definitely like him. You know, Deion, every corner. You know, look up to Deion because that's
Prime time.
you can't really emulate Deion, but you try your best to to pick little pieces of his game. I always liked Grievous, Chad Bailey. When I was little, they was always the nicest ones when I first started watching football.
You said, what are some things that you're doing in your training to help take your game to the next level?
Really just working on, staying flexible, getting faster, by the day. That's a big part of my game. I'm twitchy, I can run. Just trying to max that out, staying loose. Movement to me kind of is everything, so I'm just trying to lock in on that. And then just cleaning up the technical part, I ain't really hit the field in a minute. Like have hit the field, but like football-wise, I haven't played football in a minute. Last game was over a month ago. So just trying to, get back kind of in the mirroring guys, following guys, getting ready to play at game speed.
And with the East-West Shrine game less than a month away, what's your mindset going into that game? I mean, you're literally going to be amongst college football royalty, not to mention your college football royalty yourself. What's your mindset going into the game?
Just earn my keep, get out there and show why, come April, my name should be called high. I don't really think of it, it's too much of just football, going there and be myself. I like to think that I'm there for a reason. So just go in there and show why I'm there, show why I'm one of the best corners in the draft.
That's awesome. Now, when you were a freshman, I was reading, I think you got was it top freshman of the team, 2019, I think it was?
Yeah, I was already.
And then you beat the Buffalo Bulls 2020, the MAC championship. That was amazing. What are some things that keep you grounded and keep you humble?
Just my journey, I never, everything that I always had to do, I never had it, like other kids or this and that. Football for me was never like the plan. I was a regular kid. I always say I go back to that. I was a regular kid at every level. I always say I took the stairs, like every level. Little League wasn't like a powerhouse Little League team. My high school team, a lot of kids had offers. Like I played freshman, I played JV. My junior year, I didn't switch the corner until my junior year. I didn't even start until like halfway into the season. And then like I had offers coming out of high school, like I ain't have a whole lot of, like P5 love by the time it came time to sign. Like I liked Ball State, I chose it because I feel like it fit me. I never really cared what other people was doing, what they had going on. I always took, my route. I took pride in taking my journey. I came out of high school, I was 17, and I made it my mission to play my freshman year. I had my mindset on playing, starting games down the end of the year, my freshman year. Even like coming out now, like I'm younger than most of the seniors, like, I'm coming out of a MAC school. We not swimming in money. We ain't got, $1 million in NIL deals, all the crazy nutrition, strength staff. Like I always took pride in just making the most, people gave me. So that's just what keep me going. Just 'cause I ain't never, it wasn't prep schools and fancy trainers and camping at 20, 30 different schools, growing up. It was take what you got, and make the most of it. It get cold in Detroit, cold, like just Michigan, period. It's cold.
Airport
A certain
cold
time
too,
of
man.
year, you can't even get outside, so you gotta, I'm talking about like me and my guys, high school, we working on the indoor track, doing footwork stuff. Like it's just taking, everything that everybody always gave me. I just always maximized it. So I'm just ready to keep doing it.
And I was going to ask you about that, man. Playing high school football in Detroit. Did your high school team, did they have like a turf field, or were you all playing on like grass?
No, we had turf. So I went to school. I left the city to go to school. Went to a school called Southfield High, and we had turf. Like everybody pretty much got turf. Ain't too many teams up there playing on grass because it's hard to keep it. It's hard to keep it good. Most people play on turf, but like it get hard and it get cold. Like later down the end of the year, it definitely not the funnest to play on. But I mean, it was cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now you've had one heck of a football journey. You mentioned like, hey, you really got it out of the mud, man. You really started from the bottom, and it becomes such a cliche because of music and sports. People overuse that term, but you literally started from the bottom and worked your way up to college football royalty, having big time moments in games. You've done it. Has there been any coaches or mentors that have been in your life that helped for you to get to where you are today?
Most definitely. I say obviously, like little league coaches and stuff. Like my first DB coach, like real DB coach in high school, Russ Johnson. Like he really inspired me to just be confident because I'm naturally just a confident kid. But like corner was a little backwards. It was a little weird to me at first, and it was kind of hard for me to just take chances. I had to get real comfortable, just pulling the reins back, well, not pulling the reins back, and just going. And like I got to college, like I had a different DB coach like my freshman, sophomore, and junior year. The guy that came in my junior year, Vic Hall, he really helped me kind of take my game to the next level. Like all the technical stuff, like the mental aspect of the game that I was missing because I was always, just so anxious to make plays. He kind of helped me like really, lock in on the details and stuff like that that I was missing out on. And he just helped me turn my game up. Like the better I felt myself getting, I just got more confident playing under him for sure for the last 2 years.
And I got to ask you, music and sports, they often go hand in hand. So I got to ask you, what's in the headphones on game day?
ESTG, Babyface Ray. I'm gonna play a whole bunch of Ray. Probably Peasy. I'll play some YB, some Young Boy. The team that got me on Young Boy because I ain't used to like him at first, but nah, he gonna get played for sure. I'll probably rotate it between them or in a little more. I'll probably play some Rio too. Rio, the young OG, he get me turned.
That's dope. That is dope. Yeah, once that beat comes on, man, you may not like the song, but in the right moment, it's like it gets you
And just
going.
whatever get me in that mode, definitely.
Exactly, exactly. Let me ask you, NFL draft again, it's right around the corner in the year. I mean, we're already January 9th as we're recording this, man. The year's going by quick already. I had to ask you, what are some of your goals when you get to the next level?
Really just to stay, like obviously, everybody, I want the gold jacket, Pro Bowl, everything, but I just want to come in off the rip and make an impact. I always thought, hey, I want to make it. And, the closer you get to kind of feeling like you about to make it, you start to realize that ain't about making it, it's about staying. I just want to leave my footprint, in the league. So people back home, kids back home, my family, they can have something to really point to, not just I'm in the league, but I'm doing my thing. I don't even got like a set, number. I want to go Pro Bowls. I want to do it all, but I definitely want to establish myself in the league quickly as possible.
And for NFL teams, they do tons of research on players, whether it's talking to next door neighbors, talking to college coaches and so forth. For NFL teams watching this and scouts and so forth who watch it, come across this video, what's something that you would take and say to them who are watching this? What kind of player are they getting?
Just gritty, gritty, tough as hell. Cause like you said, out the mud, you know, they preach that at my school, and that's something that's in me, and it'll just never die. Just never say die. No matter what job you give me, it's never too big, never too small. I'm gonna do it.
There you have it. That's awesome. That is awesome. Man, thank you so much once again, Nic, for coming on the show, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have all of his information down below in the description of this video. Follow the story, get inspired. If you don't get inspired after this interview, I don't know what to say. You probably don't have a heart. I don't know. Nic, thank you so much again. Nic, if you don't mind, before you go, man, any shout outs?
Just shout out home, you know, shout out to my mom, shout out to Detroit, Base Academy. We grew up in that place. I'm appreciative for all those people.
There you have it. There you have it. Folks, Nic Jones, thank you so much again. We got Ball State legend. Watch this name in the draft, and who knows, he might even be playing for your favorite NFL team. Catch you next time on the Touchdown with Doug Smith. Thanks for watching another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith, where I cover all 32 NFL teams plus NFL exclusive interviews. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for the alerts, comment below, and we'll catch you next time on the Touchdown with Doug Smith.